Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our presentation for today, and in order to avoid any misunderstanding and disturbance during the presentation later, I would like to ask you to turn on the subtitles and auto-rotate your screen phone to the landscape mode for the best view. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum, and I wish a very good day to all of you. Welcome to our forum discussion for today. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who might be watching our forum discussion at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, our issue for today is about COVID-19 vaccine. Before we get started the presentation, I would love to take this golden opportunity to introduce our panels. I believe that most of them have a lot of knowledge and experiences in the topic that will be discussed. Our specially invited guest is followed by Mr. Edzreen, Mr. Ahmad Amir, Mr. Mohamed Solihin, and Mr. Mohamed Aiedil Putera from the University Sultan Azlan Shah Kuala Kangsar, Perak. I hope that all of you are in the pin of health. And with me, I am Farzana Auni Binti Zulkifli as your chairperson for today. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 year into the COVID-19 epidemic, or 1 year and 9 months to be exact, the COVID-19 outbreak cases have started in Malaysia. In this situation, there are a lot of people, the communities around the world are still being affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, they may partially or fully shut down their business, their educational institutions, or their organizations. When it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine, we can agree that the Malaysian government has taken a quick action and a proactive approach in organizing a national vaccination campaign, and it is managed by the National COVID-19 Immunization Program. This significantly for controlling the spread of coronavirus disease and to end the pandemic COVID-19 in Malaysia by achieving the immunization rate among the non-citizens and citizens that residents in Malaysia. For your information, today we would love to highlight the topic that is really going to be interesting to be discussed on the advantages and disadvantages of taking COVID-19 vaccine. I am very sure that everyone has their own opinion and thought with this kind of topic. For further details about this issue, I would like to seek information from our first panel, Mr. Edzwan, as the anti-vaccine organizer regarding to this topic of COVID-19 vaccine. Without wasting our time, I would like to welcome our panel to deliver the presentation. Alright, Mr. Edzwan, the spotlight is on you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Miss Moderator. Now I will begin my talk about one of the disadvantages of COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, firstly, the vaccination process is, for me, it's against the human rights because doesn't it against the principle of medical ethics to force people to get vaccinated? I mean, I don't want to be vaccinated because it is a free choice and I am living in a free country. So I think that people or the citizen, we as citizen have the right to information. We have the right to know what is being injected into our bodies. As Muslim especially, I think that we must make sure that the vaccine are free from haram sources so that it will not bring us any harm. Next, I think that I know that there are cases where the COVID-19 vaccine can create blood clotting. In Europe, the trust in AstraZeneca vaccine has been plummeted after the spreading information on the case of blood clotting after people getting their vaccine. In Netherlands, which has suspended the use in people younger than 60 of age for AstraZeneca vaccine. According to AstraZeneca, more than 17 million people have been given their vaccine, and so far there have had been 15 events of deep vein thrombosis and 32 events of pulmonary embolism reported as of March 8th. Here we can see that AstraZeneca vaccine can cause harm to human bodies, so it is very dangerous if we just go and get vaccinated without the proper medical or clinical checkup. That's strengthening my last point, which is I think I know that the vaccines are dangerous to help. The vaccines are made from the virus itself. So why would we want to inject more virus into our body? There have been people who have side effect after vaccinated. Complication may include acute respiratory distress, multi-organ failure, septic shock, and ultimately it can cause death. So even after we get vaccinated, there are risks of getting harmful side effect that may resulting in our death. So I understand that the government are understandably desperate for anything that would stop or that would make the death decline, closure and quarantine resulting from Covid-19. But combating this disease demands a vaccine that is safe and potent, so that we all can assume to our normal life again.
Thank you, Mr. Edzwan, for the informative and interesting talk. Now let's move to Mr. Ahmad Amir from the pro-vaccine side. What is your opinion concerning to COVID-19 vaccine?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thanks to our moderator Farzana for giving me a chance to talk about the advantages of vaccine. So as a pro-vaccine, my name is Ahmad Amir bin Latib. My matric number I203146. So I will talk about the advantages of vaccine. The first is the vaccine is not intended to cure. However, is the way to strengthen our antibodies in dealing with COVID-19 disease. And the study shows the percentage of deaths due to COVID-19 after this vaccination program is carried out to show the decrease of numbers of dead people. So this show that the vaccination program has a positive effect to this COVID-19 pandemic. So that is my first point. The second point next is about religion, about how religion encourage us to take a vaccine. As many fatwas and also the alim ulama is encourage us to take a vaccine. They are very support about this vaccination program. And the last point, my last point is taking care of our family. For now, the vaccine, from my opinion, the vaccine is the best way to protect our families. And we know, I believe that all of us love our family very much. And the study shows that the deaths are recorded among the elderly and also the pregnant women. And from the advice of the expert in medicine, in health, advice to us to take the vaccines so we can avoid the death from our families, inshallah. And so as a citizen, in my opinion, who are concerned about the number of deaths, and also to taking care of ourselves, to taking care of country, taking care of society. We should take this vaccine to reduce the number of deaths, also maybe possibly prevent the deaths from this disease, inshallah. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Amir. From your information, we can see that you are strongly agree that the COVID-19 vaccine is good for our community in preventing the virus. Now, allow me to ask Mr. Mohamed Solihin, as the person from anti-vaccine side, what you can say regarding to this topic of COVID-19 vaccine.
Thanks to other panel and moderator, my first point is vaccine is created and developed for corporation profit. The cost of vaccinating the world against COVID-19 could be at least 5 times cheaper. If pharmaceutical company were profiting from their monopoly on COVID-19 vaccine, from the monopoly, they charge up to 44 times compared to potential cost of production. They get very high margin profit for very important item that could fight this pandemic. They develop only for pharmaceutical corporation profit, not for society health and benefit. My second point is vaccine developed too quickly and not properly tested. Usually, vaccine is ready to produce and use 2 years after development start. But COVID-19 vaccine is produced only 1 year after pandemic broke out. Our body can develop immunity and fight disease naturally. So why will we get vaccinated from vaccine that has short period of development test? My third point is vaccine contain unsafe toxin. For example, some vaccine contain substances that harmful to the body in high amounts, such as mercury and aluminium. My fourth point is vaccine is information is fake. All information about vaccine and successful probably fake because people still get infected with COVID-19 virus after complete vaccinated. And after our country achieve herd immunity, daily case still high. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohamed Solihin, for the great explanation. At this point, I would like to pass the spotlight to Mr. Mohamed Aiedil Putera, representing the Pro-Vaccine Association. May you share with the audience what is your opinion regarding today's topic of COVID-19 vaccine?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, moderator, for giving me a way to provide a thoughtful and factual argument. So I am not alone because I am with my friends from the pro-vaccine line and a minority group who have ridiculous, unfounded and inconsistent perspective in giving arguments, which is my beloved friends from the anti-vaccine line. The COVID-19 situation in the country is getting worse day by day. Several problems and constraints have dragged us to this increasingly serious level. Our only hope of returning to a controlled epidemic level is thought and efficiently managed vaccination program by Program Imunisasi COVID Kebangsaan, or we call PICK, that will accelerate the rate of its implementation. Doubts and rejection of vaccine is a major problem in Malaysia. In fact, it is considered a global phenomenon. Sadly, social media platforms, WhatsApp and various other mobile apps have become a dangerous tools as information without proof and verification is shared more easily and quickly. This anti-vaccine has really confused our society, including the intellectual who are also starting to doubt. I can call this group of individual anti-vaccine as negative-minded, closest-minded people. Because of what? Psychiatrist Dr. Muhammad Faris Iman Leong Abdullah from Hospital Pantai Sungai Petani, he said, according to the study in terms of psychology, the anti-vaccine group was more concerned with their opinion and did not trust the authorities and experts. They are also fond of spreading rumors obtained through social media such as Facebook, Twitter and WhatsApp applications. Can you imagine it? Get source from a media social without research the information and such as selfies. That's why I can claim this group of individual anti-vaccine as negative-minded, closest-minded people. And one more thing, can you relate? 5Gs can insert our body by vaccination. Too much watching a movie. So anti-vaccine, wake up to the reality. The purpose and advantage of vaccination is to achieve group immunity. Cluster immunity means that the virus cannot enter of group of people, since most of the members of community have the strength, defensive military memory to fight the real virus, which is stronger. This is important to protect vulnerable groups such as children, the elderly, cancer patients, and also HIV positive patients. For your information, since we were a baby until 15 years old, we get 13 vaccination mandatory as recommended by the Ministry of Health Malaysia will usually be given to newborns and children. For example, open birth, the baby will be given the BCG vaccine, tuberculosis vaccine, and the first dose of hepatitis B vaccine. At 1 month of age, a second dose of hepatitis B vaccine was given. I skipped the others. At 13 years old, given HPV, human papilloma virus vaccine dose 1 and dose 2, intervals of 6 months. At the age of 15, was given the tetanus vaccine to decay as a booster. Why that thing is not been an issue? You can identify that all vaccinated diseases are contagious, which is it is caused by a virus that can cause serious complications such as paralysis, disability, and cancer, even death. Percentage of the overall population at least one dose is 78.1% right now, and the percentage of the overall population complete dose is 75.3%. So this has been proven now. 95% of the adult population in the country have been fully vaccinated under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program, PICK. This is proven to have a profound psychological impact on those who do not take the vaccine. Because when many people have already taken the vaccine through campaign program and also restriction given by the government, then those who do not take the vaccine will be challenged and feel excluded. Then their probability of taking the vaccine also become high. Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Science, University Putera, Malaysia, UPM, Prof. Dr. Zamri Sekawi said, recipients of the COVID-19 vaccine could still be infected with the end of epidemic, but the amount of virus in the carrier body was small, causing the rate of infection or R naught getting lower. When the COVID-19 vaccine was developed, it was designed to reduce death due to COVID-19. In addition to preventing patients from being hospitalized and reduce symptoms due to the outbreak, now the latest evidence shows that vaccination can reduce infectiousness and allow COVID-19 positive cases to be reduced. One last word from me. As of now, these unvaccinated cannot enjoy a meal with the family in a restaurant. Malaysian government has also decided to ban the entry to shopping malls for individuals who do not receive the COVID-19 vaccine from August 1, 2021. And the most important thing for the Muslim, the Saudi Arabian government had issued a ban on anyone who refused to take the vaccine shot from performing Umrah and Haji. In this way, they will eventually realize that they cannot live without following the favors of others. So, anti-vaccine, you still want to live in a restriction life? Come and join us to create a better future. Thank you. Back to the moderator.
Well, from what Mr. Aiedil Putera mentioned just now, there are many positive insights from the COVID-19 vaccine. Thank you for the wonderful sharing session, and a big thank you to all our panels for today. Ladies and gentlemen, finally we have come to the end of our forum discussion today, where we have gained and shared a lot of knowledge regarding COVID-19 vaccine, which we might don't even know and talk about that before. Not to mention, from what our panelists shared just now, there are pros and cons of taking COVID-19 vaccine, so that it is everyone's right to choose on how to deal with it. For the last word from me, I would like to thank again to all the audience as well as to our panels for today. I dedicate a billion thanks to all of you for cheering up today's forum discussion. Again, thank you. Assalamualaikum.